I know who you are. Everybody knows who you are, but spell your name for our 20-something writer who's going to put this together.
Okay. Doug Podell. Podell.
All right.
Afternoons at WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels, 106.7.
Okay. Kind of a bittersweet day. Charlie Watts passing. What is your memory of him? We want to hear.
Okay. Well, yeah, it definitely is another sad day in rock and roll. And he was the backbeat of the Rolling Stones. I mean, the Rolling Stones were actually one of the very first albums I ever received. And it was, a part of, I would say, everybody's life now, the Rolling Stones, for all these years that they've been together. He was with the Stones since 1963. He was the backbone, the backbeat of the band. And it's going to be a sad loss for the Stones as well. It's going to be a difficult situation for them, but more than likely they're going to carry on.
Okay, now their show at Ford Field, has that been postponed?
It has not been postponed as of yet. It's November 15th. They kick off the tour in September. They had been working on some new material, so there's very likely a Stones album that will come out, the final one with Charlie on it. And as of right now, the show, as far as we know, is still on.
Okay, now, have you met Charlie, or are you, in your DJ in Detroit? I mean, I'm sure you've met all the guys.
Yeah.
I mean, have you met him?
I did have a chance to meet Charlie a couple of times backstage. It was in a big group setting, of course. With the Rolling Stones, it's usually not one-on-one. But Charlie was always the quiet one. He was very reserved. He was always dressed to the nines. And he was very, very gracious whenever you met with him.
Okay, now is there a particular Stones song that's kind of hitting hard with you today? I mean, as far as wanting to hear.
Well, the Stones song for me would be Satisfaction. I mean, that's the one that really triggered so much in my life as far as rock and roll is concerned. But, there's so many. I mean, pick one. Paint It Black, Ruby Tuesday, You Can't Always Get What You Want, Start Me Up. I mean, they've got so many great songs, and Charlie was on every single one on all 25 Stones albums. So, but the one for me would be 1965, Satisfaction.
Okay. Is there anything more you'd like to add that I haven't asked?
Well, we have really gone through a period here now where we're starting to lose some important players in rock and roll, like Neil Peart from Rush and Dusty Hill from ZZ Top and Eddie Van Halen and now Charlie Watts. So it's getting a little more difficult every day in rock and roll. And we're just going to have to, toughen up and be prepared for the next one.
Right, because now it's not tragic accidents or like untimely deaths. These are people dying of old age now.
Yeah.
So it's, it brings your own mortality into focus.
Yeah, I think as we continue to go along, we're going to see a little bit more of this. More often than not.
Okay. All right. Well.
All right.
Bummer of an interview, but
yeah.
Let me